Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. It's that dude, as blue as it gets, your boy. No, back with another video. Just coming down off that victory against the Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders, this past Sunday. Heading through the week here. It's Wednesday, going into the holidays and all that. But just speaking on some things concerning around Tommy DeVito performance last week, and I'm looking towards the rest of the season and rest of the roster development, and as far as definitely the QB situation with Tyrod scheduled to come back later on and things like that, how that might impact our win loss, I guess, towards the rest of the last 6 games here, 6, 7 games, or whatever it is, 6 games. Um, Honestly, man, like I said already, before you got to take these games, they come with this team because this team just has no hopes or no expectations really because they could just come out and look like anything week to week. We looked okay. We looked good against the Washington Redskins as far as the offensive production and the defense performance, getting the turnovers and everything like that, and not letting their star players really show out. Really a good job there. Now we have the Patriots coming up and they're we're a worse team than the Washington Redskins. Their QB situation is pretty much as dire as ours is. Um, they don't really have injuries. Their situation is not as dire, I guess, because their QB one that they selected in the previous drafts or whatever. He's still healthy and on the field for the most part, and it's just coming about his play, and if his backup is doing a better job than him at it right now. It's kind of hard just to look at Tommy DeVito and say anything much more for him as far as what you want him to do, or him winning a football game, winning games, things like that. You're not gonna try to put too much pressure on a rookie like that that's undrafted. Um, but he's gonna play up, play as well as he can with the talent that's around him, and Saquon Barkley and Darius Slayton when we get him back, and Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt and stuff like that. Players that are on this team still, even though players go down, they're still just not the only player on the team, right? So there's guys you expect to see come into the next game, probably against New England. And you hope to see what they can do with Tommy DeVito or what Tommy DeVito can do with them. And, win or lose, just you got to take it as it comes. They're not going to go out there and be bums, try to be bums. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard for these players to do when they're under such scrutiny from the media types, pressures from trying to maintain their contracts, and from you clowns that, like ourselves, that talk about them. So, it's not like you're gonna see your team go out there and lose. As far as the players on the field, the coaching staff trying to keep their jobs, I guess. Maybe they have that job security where they don't have to put on their best. But I expect still that Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, Wink Martindale should have an offense and defense for us that's watchable. Speaking of watchable, it might be down to debate if our game is even on prime time later on in the season against the Green Bay Packers. That might get flexed out for the Jets and Houston Texans, which is like the only game they can swap to. And wow, we're getting swapped out for a Jets team they beat us. So I guess it is what it is. All right. Tommy DeVito, rest of the season, man. I'm not like I said, we don't expect much. Expect the team just to try to keep it together, stay healthy and things like that. Protect the offensive line, further development there. We're losing guys still. I believe Andrew Thomas has an injury that he might be dealing with right now. I don't know if he's on IR or anything like that. Right now, I can't remember. Um, but things like that, guys getting shut down who are facing more serious or injuries that would keep them out, 5 weeks, six that's left, and probably we won't be seeing them again on the field like that unless the team somehow miraculously makes the playoffs. I think that's pretty much eliminated now. Put all your money on it, which won't, I guess. But I think it's said and done for us. Even with the win against the Commanders this previous Sunday, it's just too tough to try to manage this team being able to weather the storm on the way into a playoff, or you know, trying to get through it as an away team. So I think we're mathematically eliminated, possibly as close as you can be, if not. Oh man, there's people that's for concerns of people who about this video is kind of about people who are concerned with winning too many games going into the draft and ruining our draft spot. Listen, that's like something you're gonna have to cope with, right? Because the team has done that before, kind of when we had our higher draft picks before, and all these guys. We've had top 10 draft picks for how many seasons now? Okay, so like um you can't really, or at least I won't, like really concern myself with that too much until we get down to the end of the last games here, and all that stuff can be really worked out. Because even us beating the Commanders and them being 0-4 in the division, we're still behind them in the standings. So where do we really go? Oh, it's a fifth pick now instead of a second or a third or something, or it might be a third at best now. Oh well. Oh well, see that's when it comes down to Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll and all them other people in the front office to do their jobs. So why should we even be concerned with this, right? They get paid big bucks to do what it's supposed to do to make the team a watchable product, a winning product. And speaking about it being a product, because these guys are human beings, you know, the players themselves being able to express their talents and show their talents and as highlighted as possible, man. Not have to run from prime time games or get flexed out of prime time games because we can't win them and shit like that. So it's crazy with this team. Said it before. I'll say it probably for the last few weeks now, or left. This game, just you never know what this team's gonna show us. Tommy DeVito could turn into a pumpkin again. Uh, who knows? Bill Belichick does have a great record, undefeated record against rookie quarterbacks, I believe. So DeVito's got a lot on his plate, even trying to hold up to the New York standards of the media types and all that stuff. Even though he's just an undrafted guy, they're ready. They're ready to pounce on him. But it's like, Bill Belichick on the actual football field and the game itself. It's still going to be a large challenge, big challenge for coaching staff and DeVito and all the other players on the team to really hold up and maybe come home with another respectable game. I won't say win or loss or win, just a competent football game, right? Just a watchable thing, something you ain't this whole game. So, uh, yeah, that's that with that. I like, I don't know, I don't know. Let's go with Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's give him his credit this week because he did hit 10 and a half sacks on the season, which is the first double sack total for any defensive player in Wink Martindale's system. Huge, huge, because Wink Martindale is a great defensive coordinator and he has a long history and he's coached a lot of good defenses. So that's to be one of the first guy to make that mark is big for Kayvon, and he gives his credits to his teammates and assist them along that way, which you want to see. And yeah, I think myself, if I've spoken about it previously, but I have, that I think he could finish with 13-ish, 14-ish on the season. And if he hit 15, that'd be like impressive to me, more so. Um, because the record is 22 held by our Michael Strahan and a few others tied with TJ Watt. And yeah, that's the marker, man. So if you get to 15, now you're like, oh shit, man. That's you have to do that before you ran out of games, of course. But yeah, if he finishes up with 17, 18, if he's touching 19, if he's touching 18 sacks, then people are going to really be looking at him as wow, man, wow, could he push, especially with like 2, 3 games left? You know what I'm saying? Um, People are gonna be looking at him like, wow, man, can he really break the record? Which would be surprising because he's been kind of underrated, overrated, maybe, or just not up to what people really wanted at the beginning. And for him to come on at the end in such a way would be very impressive. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about that. Man, it's going through everything, off the Washington game is very good, but you can't let it cloud your vision of what the team was really doing beforehand and what's in store for it towards the end of the season and into the draft. Really going on like with Daniel Jones. Going to make that news note or note in here that he had his surgery today, I believe, and he's going to be going to recovery from that, and that's however many months, 8 months or so. Uh, to recover and get on the field, and you have to include time to get back into the system, whatever system is installed at that time, and yeah, getting back in the flow and trusting himself and believing in his talents again, as we always want him to do, always wanted him to do, and just being able to be freeing himself and go out there and play again. And it's a lot of time off. It's a lot of time to uh, you know, get back, rebuild himself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a rebuilding process. So, in rebuilding himself physically, he's going to have time to rebuild his game a little bit, and adjust it, and maybe even improve it to something that the team might have, use of or value in. Like they contract you, perhaps. You never know, right? It's not wash the dude out completely. See, I'm just trying to be fair about this and conscious of the people and the play and the money in hand and all that stuff. But when it comes down to end of the season, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, but either way, he's not gonna be available like that in camp, especially in preseason, more than likely. And like I said, I think I said way back, probably like week 4ish, week 5ish of next season when I would really expect to even see him on the field and like fully in that thing. So yeah, but we wish him the well to getting back 100% physically and being able to be a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So all respects there for Daniel Jones. I let that be known. I've given it, and it should be given to everybody because these guys are human beings. Okay. Um, yeah, I think that'll wrap that up. Uh, yeah, this it's we coming up with these Patriots, man. It's going to be a tough game to get through and watch. Hopefully, it's not terrible, but if it is what it is. Pretty much, man. It's I know I could lay in more the quarterback situation around Daniel, but the man can't at this time at least, be on the field to even be competitive to any counterpart that is here right now, like Tyrod Taylor first, and then Tommy DeVito secondarily, or tertiary after that, because he's a third quarterback, bro. And we got Matt Barkley just waiting in the wings. And we got 6 games to go. So you never know what this is gonna be like. So yeah, man, Saquon Barkley had a good game. Darius Slayton was having a good game. He might not be available, Darius, for the next game. Even Bobby Okereke is kind of banged up, but the reports are he's maybe going to play through that. He's got some rib issues, things like that. Yeah, these guys. We need this bye week. We are desperately. This team desperately needs this bye week just to get healthy. It's 13. Well, I misremembered something and went week 11, but it's week 12. This is week 12. This game right here, and then the bye weeks in week 13. So yeah, these guys are waiting for that vacay to get back, and then week 14 with 3 games to go, and a team somewhat refreshed on the back end of a season, and maybe more pieces being back. Like Tyrod, I guess, and Darius Slayton. Hopefully, and then even going into that bye, we get a chance to get back together. Um, and you never know what the team might be doing in the last 3 games, man. So I think that's the most interesting thing. Not really this Patriots game, but the 3 games after this, after the bye week, will be the most interesting time to really see what the team's gonna do. All right, I think I'm gonna cut that there. It's your boy, that dude, as blue as it gets. Just keeping it copacetic in this one. Hope you have a great holiday and whatever that is. Special time with your peoples or just a chill time with yourself. That's that one. So peace out. Be good.